I was buying NFTs that cost like 350, 400K in pesos.
Mm.
And I just got my first NFT. I didn't even know how to buy it from MetaMask. I had to actually have the founder of the NFT project do it for me. So the very next day, someone disguised themselves as customer support, giving me, yeah, telling me that they could help me and just kind of convinced me enough to have me send them my private keys. And
Oh,
I didn't know.
who do you think will win, Lakers or Warriors?
Ooh,
Before we continue with the video, I'd like to invite everyone to Investment Conference 2023. This is an event that we co-founded about 10 years ago with the goal to educate people about investing and different investments that are out there. We have a lot of speakers from Randall Chongson, Rex Mendoza, David Lichu, Alvin Ang. But what's interesting for this year also, since I've been pushing and I've been a very, very big advocate of Web3 cryptocurrencies and NFTs, we're adding crypto into the mix. If you want to venture into crypto and NFTs, check out the link down below. It's happening May 27, 2023 at Samsung Hall. We're gonna have 1,000 people, 1,000 investors joining us. So I hope to see you there. See the links below and back to the video.
So, hi everyone. We have PBA champion, entrepreneur, NFT investor Jared Dillinger joining us in the show. Jared, it's an honor to have you.
thank you. Thank you, Marvin. It's a pleasure. I mean, the last time we really truly got to speak was during Philippine Blockchain Week, and we had such a good interaction with each other. I'm so glad that I'm honored actually that you're having me get to rant and use my mouthpiece and talk a lot on your channel. So I'm happy to be here, my friend.
Why I love doing things like this is people get to hear different stories of people on how they on their journey towards different investments, different asset classes as well. I hope that when people start listening and watching this, they get something, they get inspired, and it would actually cause them into action. It's not something, we're not here to entertain people, but we're here to give them something that will kickstart their life into a better direction. And whom better than you also to be part of this as well. For those who have been following you in the NFT space, they know that you're pretty much a staunch advocate of NFTs. But I want to start it from this aspect first. In the Philippines, particularly in the entertainment or sports industry, it's not really normal for people to save and invest. It's more of like, I'm earning a lot, I'll enjoy everything right now. Why are you different? What caused you to take a different route as compared to majority of the population?
You know, if we rewind and take this back, I'm going to be honest with you. I would say in my 20s, that's the mentality that I used to think. Exactly what you just said right there. You nailed it on the dot. Um, Everyone's story is different. Everyone's journey is different. And my journey started with a change of perspective and thinking when it comes to money was during the pandemic.
Mm.
Really had time to slow life down and really reflect and figure out what path do I want to go in life. I know that I'm not going to be able to play basketball forever. I'm essentially a depreciating asset in that sense. And I want to do something that's sure engaging, that's inspiring, but ideally, I want to make money, obviously. And I knew that the current path that I'm on was not where I wanted to go. I took a big deep dive into YouTube University for starters. May that be wrong or right, because a lot of the times we get a lot of misinformation through there. But overall, I found enough information to get me jump started into educating myself on the ebbs and flows of how money works and how crypto works and NFTs and so on and so forth. And you know, fast forward to now, I did not expect myself to be in the position that I'm at today. I was just kind of going with the flow and into the moment of these opportunities that were falling on my lap. Now I'm at this situation where I feel that I can help people, you know, earn a better living for them, for their lives, for their families. Because I know that you and I, just like most people here in the country, we work really, really hard for our families to earn a good living. And if I have the platform and the opportunity to help change people's lives, and I know that's a big responsibility, but it's also a big privilege. And I want to use my platform that I have created for myself to help people. I mean, that's what life's all about, being a service to others, helping those around you. And I'm just going with that flow as of the moment.
I want to ask this though. You mentioned that in the midst of COVID, that was like a turning point for you in terms of how your finances would go, or how you would want to go the route of investing. I guess my question is this: number one, in terms of allocating for spending and investing, did that also change that? Okay, I need to prioritize putting in more money right now into assets versus spending it. And I guess connected to that also, was that hard? Especially you mentioned it that you were like living like a very, I don't know how, if it was something you'd consider glamorous, but something that you thought was I could spend whatever I would want. Was there a very, very big adjustment? Because I know that there are a lot of people who are watching this that when they didn't earn money, it was easier for them to budget, to save. But suddenly, when they got more money, it became harder. And people always want to earn more. But what they don't realize is sometimes it hurts more people when they have more, but they don't know what to do with it.
Making money is one thing, but then properly using that money to either save or invest or to budget is a whole different separate entity. And at least for myself, as a basketball player, I spent more than I invested, when I was in my 20s. I had this ideology that the money's always going to keep coming in, and it's just, you get a little ahead of yourself when you're making money and you're winning championships, and the good vibes are coming in, and it's hard to see in front of you 3-4 steps down the road unless you have a hell of a support system of people guiding you through managing money and success. It's very difficult, to be honest. You don't see too many, at least in my ecosystem, PBA basketball players just using their money, making the proper and the correct steps to bring them to the next level of income or of status. You don't see it too often. So there is a gap of information that's not getting to these players or to this league from my opinion only. So to go back and to answer your questions, for me, yes, it was an adjustment, and I had to humble myself a little bit, because as confident as I am as a person, I am not an expert, not even close. And I've been in the finance industry, maybe 3 years now, 3.5 years. I studied it in college, but that was a big gap between college and to now, obviously. So it was an adjustment, but I did understand that, when you put yourself in new situations and you're uncomfortable, that it means you're growing. It means you're getting better. So I knew I was on the right track when I was learning all these new terminologies and concepts and trying to change my perspective on the trajectory of where I wanted to go in life. It was really hard. I'm not gonna front at all, but I'm glad I did it. Obviously, I mean, I think you want to be successful in anything, you're gonna have to fail. You're gonna have to go through trials and tribulations. That's just the part of being successful. There's no just straight line going up to success. You're gonna take 3 steps up, sometimes 10 steps back, and then it's a gradual, hopefully upward trend. Yeah, man, I'm still going up and down still, as we're trying to get.
Like all of us, it's never really a straight line. It will always be an upward and downward movement. What's very important is when you're down, you have to realize that doesn't define you. You use that as a springboard for you to go even higher. My question is this: based on what you said, I see basketball as like something that's skilled. You're like a lawyer or a doctor or an accountant that basically you earn off the skills that you have. And what I've noticed from let me give you an example from doctors. There's some of them that I'm just good at medicine. Uh, this entire sphere of finance investing is too it's too complex for me. It's not something that I know or want to venture into. So I'll just earn as much as I can, then maybe keep it in cash or just buy real estate because I know it's something that will be there. My question I guess is, did you consider it risky on from your perspective also to invest? Because it's different. It's one thing to
Mhm.
save money and to budget and to grab a hold of your finances. It's another thing also to actually take the jump and take the risk as well. And I'm asking this question because there might be people watching this that are in that boat already. They're winning, they're earning money, but they can't get themselves to actually do something that's far from their core competence, which has brought them the millions
I
already.
mean, I can say a couple things. First thing that rang to my mind when you said that is a simple motto that I would think about is that no risk, no story. That in anything that we do, that we apply ourselves to, you have to have some amount of risk if you want to be successful at any capacity, at any industry, whether that's sports or being a lawyer or being in the finance industry. You have to take some risk. Now, obviously, there's calculated risk. That's what we really want. I'm not referring to anything in regards to let's throw in all of our money because we're trying to get generational wealth and make millions and millions and millions of pesos. That's obviously that's not what I'm saying. Yes, you do have to take risk, and again, the information is king in this space, and sometimes you get a little too ahead of yourself because you see the big pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and you just want to be there already and you don't want to see anything in between, and that's where people get in trouble. And we've all been there. I've been there. There are early stages of me looking at that pot of gold and not understanding the concepts on how money works properly, or not seeing the risk that I'm putting myself in. It's again, you have to go through these types of things to get better or to be better. I just wish there was a better way to go about it than experience. You know, I wish someone can tell you and you fully comprehend it and then you apply it. But I don't know. We're human. It doesn't work that way.
You said something about experience, and I don't know if you want to share this, but what mistake did you make in investing that until now you'll never forget, and then you learned your lesson that made you somewhat a better investor entrepreneur as well?
I mean, I have many, but I'll provide two. One in the NFT space, one in
Okay,
the
got that.
crypto trading.
We'll make this title Jared Dillinger's biggest mistakes. Kidding, but anyway.
Okay. Um, I first onboarded into NFTs during the big crypto or NFT surge back in like 2020, 2021, when it was really ripping, when Metaverse just plopped onto the world. And that was like the big trigger word. So I was buying NFTs that cost like 350, 400K in pesos.
Hmm.
And I just got my first NFT. I didn't even know how to buy it from MetaMask. I had to actually have the founder of the NFT project do it for me. I literally had to send him money. He purchased the NFT and sent it back to me because I didn't know how to do it. It was so
That's a
confusing
good
at the
level
time.
of trust, huh? To be able to.
Yeah, I mean, so that worked out. That was okay. Now, apparently, there were people spying on me and knowing that I was a newbie. So the very next day, someone disguised themselves as customer support, giving me, yeah, telling me that they could help me and just kind of convinced me enough to have me send them my private keys. And
Oh,
I didn't know. So literally within that day, NFT was gone. I had a couple $100 in there, so that got gone, and that was really like my
wow,
baptism into NFTs.
wow.
Um, so it happens, right? Thank God it wasn't like a big wallet with 300 NFTs, but it still hurt at the time. Um, Now fast forward, let's talk about crypto and trading. I made the one of the golden rules of mistakes when it comes to trading was that I just lost. I just got liquidated doing some future trading because that's where we all kind of start when we get in futures. and I just lost. And I figured that this next one, I'm just gonna double down, put more money in, so I can get back the money that I just lost.
Hmm.
And we all can understand where that happened. And I lost again, and it made it like 10 times worse. And I had all these psychological feelings of emotions just set in, whether it was ego, confidence.
Hmm.
It just hurt. It was so angry. I was so emotionally affected by it. And I knew right then and there that, hey, you need to step back. You need to learn more before putting in more money into this. Obviously, you have a long ways to go. Sometimes you got to take the L, and let's just regroup and get better for the next one. And from that point, like I got a little bit better, obviously, but I still feel the pain of that day.
Hmm. But that's what losses do, or making mistakes also. It prevents you from making bigger ones later on. And I think that what's very important from that is making that mistake in your 30s is better as compared to if you're trying that on your fifth when you're 50 or 60 years old already, because you can either recoup it, or later on it will position you to actually do better as well. I have this very non-related question. Then before I go to my next question, who do you think will win, Lakers or Warriors?
Ooh, okay. That was a great game today, by the way. Boring game because Golden State whooped them. I do think that the Lakers have more talent.
Hmm.
I That's what I believe. They have a really good defensive game plan to really stop Curry. And I mean, he made them pay today by dishing out so many assists. I think over the long run of this series, I think LA will get them. I really do.
So
So
Lakers 6 or 7,
I
something
think
like that.
Lakers. I say Lakers in 6 or 7.